In this podcast episode, Dr. Sarah McKay, a renowned neuroscientist and author, discusses the female brain's development, function, and adaptability across the lifespan. With over 30 years of experience and a deep focus on how biological sex and life experiences shape the brain, Dr. McKay dismantles common myths, explains the science behind hormonal influences, and offers empowering insights into how women can nurture their brain health to boost mood, energy, and focus. Dr. McKay begins by addressing pervasive stereotypes that have long shaped societal views about male and female brains. Contrary to popular belief, there is no such thing as a brain wired for emotion in females or a brain wired for logic in males. Both men and women experience emotions and logic, and the differences often attributed to biology are more accurately explained by socialization and experience rather than hardwired brain structures. She emphasizes that intuition, emotional decision-making, and cognitive abilities like math are human traits, not gendered ones. Research shows that by the age of 5, children already internalize societal messages about intelligence and gender, which then influence their confidence and choices, particularly in areas like mathematics. These early experiences shape neural pathways and can lead to girls opting out of certain activities, not because of innate ability, but due to the environment and messaging they receive. Dr. McKay explains that the brain undergoes rapid growth in early childhood, with about 80 to 90% of its neurons in place by age 5. After this period, brain development focuses on refining connections through pruning and tuning synapses, which is heavily influenced by life experiences. Puberty marks another critical phase where the brain itself undergoes significant reorganization, driven by sex hormones such as estrogen and testosterone. This hormonal surge triggers changes in the social brain, preparing adolescents to seek independence, form new social groups, and develop courage to navigate the world beyond their family. The timing of puberty, which tends to occur earlier in girls, explains why female brains often appear more mature during adolescence. However, the emotional intensity and risk-taking behaviors seen in teenagers are part of normal brain development, not flaws or dysfunctions. One of the most fascinating aspects Dr. McKay explores is the dynamic conversation between the brain and ovaries that begins at puberty and continues through the menstrual cycle. Recent groundbreaking studies involving daily brain scans across menstrual cycles reveal that fluctuating hormone levels cause the brain's networks to ebb and flow in connectivity and specialization. Around ovulation, when estrogen peaks, brain networks become more integrated, while the rise of progesterone before menstruation shifts these patterns again. These changes can manifest as mood swings, brain fog, or emotional sensitivity in some women, though others may experience minimal effects. The oral contraceptive pill, by flattening natural hormone fluctuations, stabilizes these brain networks, which can be beneficial for women with severe premenstrual symptoms, but may also blunt emotional variability. Dr. McKay also introduces the concept of hormone sensitivity, a condition where some women's brains respond more intensely to hormonal changes. This sensitivity is not simply about hormone levels, but how the brain processes them, and it may be linked to early life experiences such as childhood trauma or early puberty. Understanding this complexity helps move beyond simplistic blame on hormones and opens pathways for more nuanced care and self-management. Pregnancy triggers one of the most profound transformations in the female brain. Dr. McKay shares that during pregnancy, the brain undergoes significant structural reorganization, including a temporary reduction in volume similar to the pruning seen in adolescence. This remodeling primarily affects areas involved in social cognition, those responsible for understanding others' emotions and needs, preparing the mother to care for her newborn. This neuroplasticity enhances maternal behaviors and focus, often at the expense of other cognitive functions, which explains the common experience of baby brain or forgetfulness during early motherhood. Importantly, Dr. McKay stresses that this cognitive shift is not a sign of brain dysfunction, but an adaptive process. The challenges new mothers face, such as sleep deprivation and lack of social support, contribute more to cognitive difficulties than the brain changes themselves. Fathers' brains also show changes postpartum, but these are smaller and closely tied to their involvement in childcare. Menopause represents another critical phase where the brain's interaction with hormones changes dramatically. As ovarian function declines, estrogen levels fluctuate wildly before eventually dropping, leading to symptoms like hot flashes and brain fog. Dr. McKay explains that estrogen plays a key role in regulating the hypothalamus, the brain's thermostat, which controls body temperature. When estrogen levels become erratic, this thermostat becomes hypersensitive, triggering hot flashes and night sweats that disrupt sleep. Sleep disruption is a major contributor to cognitive symptoms during menopause. Poor sleep impairs memory consolidation, mood regulation, and overall brain health, creating a domino effect that exacerbates brain fog and vulnerability to anxiety and depression. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, can help reset this thermostat and alleviate symptoms, but Dr. McKay highlights that brain fog is multifactorial and not solely due to estrogen loss. Dr. McKay emphasizes that brain health is not predetermined by biology alone, but is profoundly influenced by lifestyle and social factors. She points to research showing that nearly half of dementia cases worldwide could be prevented through interventions such as education, social engagement, and managing hearing loss. Hearing loss, often overlooked, reduces sensory input and social interaction, which are vital for maintaining cognitive function. Throughout life, the brain thrives on enriched environments and meaningful social connections. Dr. McKay underscores that the brain is fundamentally a social organ, and relationships are among the most powerful determinants of brain health. This holds true for both women and men, and fostering supportive social networks can boost resilience, mood, and cognitive function. Dr. McKay's message is one of hope and empowerment. She encourages listeners to reject outdated narratives that portray the female brain as fragile or dysfunctional. Instead, she invites us to appreciate the brain's remarkable adaptability and resilience. By understanding the complex interplay of biology, environment, and experience, women can take intentional steps to nurture their brain health through sleep, social connection, self-care, and challenging limiting beliefs. Mel Robbins closes the episode by affirming the power of knowledge and self-awareness in unlocking the brain's potential. With science-backed insights from Dr. McKay, listeners are equipped to better manage mood, energy, and focus, and to embrace the full possibilities of their minds at every stage of life.